One of the main aspects of a good breath is breathing light. This means not taking in unnecessary oxygen, but more importantly, it means not expelling too much carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, or CO2 between friends, has a bad rep. We learned that it's something that we just want to get rid of, that it's the root of all evil, it's toxic, it causes global warming, and it's gonna kill us all. But that's not the case, at least not in breathing. CO2 plays just as important part as oxygen does in the whole process of breathing. See, when we breathe, we take in oxygen and then gets transported throughout the body while bound in hemoglobin. But for the hemoglobin to actually release the oxygen for the use of cells, we need CO2. This is called the Bohr effect. So, if there's no CO2 present in the system, it doesn't matter how much oxygen we get in because it never gets released from the hemoglobin to be actually used by the cells. In other words, the more CO2 present, the more oxygen you will also be able to utilize. CO2 plays another major part in all this as well, because it's responsible for the urge to breathe. This means that our CO2 tolerance plays a massive role in how we naturally breathe and how much oxygen we actually are able to use throughout our daily lives. That's why when we chronically overbreathe, that means our breath is too shallow, too fast, and we expel too much carbon dioxide, our CO2 tolerance gets lower and lower. This means that the urge to breathe comes sooner and sooner, which then causes us to breathe even faster, even more shallow, and expel even more carbon dioxide, which then lowers the CO2 tolerance even more. And this is the vicious cycle of overbreathing. It will leave us in a state of chronic hypoxia. It's gonna make us get out of breath easier. It's gonna make us prone to panic attacks and mood disorders. And it messes with our sleep, our recovery, our performance. And in the long run, it's gonna negatively affect every single aspect of our health and well-being. So that's why it's super fucking important to keep your breath light and slow. Later on, I'll be talking more about what other good stuff slow breathing does. But in the next video, I'm going to show you guys a simple exercise to start making your breath lighter and to start increasing that CO2 tolerance and therefore the amount of oxygen that you'll actually be able to utilize. So, subscribe and stay tuned for the first actual breathing exercise that you should learn. See you then.